repeating the whole thing again, except this time pressing record. This is telling someone. First question, of course, is from Canadian Atheist. Now I have lost my last chance with Raquel Welch. Can you advise me on who is still hot and not dead? Okay, well, of course, there's. I mean, if you want somebody who has the same level of hotness, but from a long time ago as Raquel Welch, I can suggest Tina Louise, Ginger from Gilligan's Island. And she's a similar age and similar level of hotness. And look, you could have chosen back in the day. You could have chosen between Marianne and Ginger, but I'd hate to break it to you, but let's just say, if you're not a necrophiliac, you don't want to take the other option these days. That's all I'm saying. Next question from Joe Freddy. Can you remind us of the prizes for being second in the comment section? Again, I am all over it like a dose of VD. Well, of course, you can collect your prize from the chemist if you go to the doctor first and get that diagnosed, unless you're in America, and then it won't be for free. It really won't be for free. It's gonna cost you a lot. I don't know how much it is because I am not a billing sort of medical guy, so I don't know how much it's going to be, depending on how much insurance you've got, if you've got a job, all that sort of thing. Next question from Sian Nolan. How's your week been? I have had several hours of this week, and they have been, sort of, I spent some time standing in this park yelling at a camera. It's surrounded by birds that are making a lot of noise, and sometimes motorcycles, if you can hear that. And that's how my week has been. Ask me again later this week, but if I do that, then I'll be recording next Monday, and next Monday is the start of next week. Unless you ask me how this week was, only this week, but how this week is for next week's show. Next question is from Stubwubs. How much talent do you actually possess, and are you selling any at a discount price? Well, okay, look, it's contained. It's contained within here. See, but it's under pressure, and when it's under pressure, you've got to be very careful when releasing it. That's why I'm not releasing very much right now, because if you release too much of the contents under pressure, then things get explodey, and when things get explodey, things get destroyed. So I can't actually release too much of this under pressure unless that pressure is directed in some way, and I have no means of direction of such talent in such pressure in such a way, because I'm not a hydrodynamic engineer or something. Next question. Oh, that was the Atari Lover. It's Stubwubs is Atari Lover 2600 new name. He once asked, where is my tractor? And that's what he's famous from back in the long distant past. He asked that question. That's his dead name now. It's now Stubwubs. Next question from Dog Whistle Shadam. How much helium do you have to put in a gerbil to make it a dirigible? Well, it all depends on how big the gerbil is. I mean, a dirigible is like an airship. It's got a lot of helium, not hydrogen, not anymore. Contents under pressure, plus a little bit of flame. Whoop! Okay, and well, what happens when I've seen a dirigible before? It was a big ball of gas, and it went through the air. And well, if it's gerbil and the pitch is like higher because it's full of helium, then going to have a different sound. That'd be... And then it bursts into flame because I accidentally filled it with hydrogen because there's a global shortage of helium. That's what, because it's dangerous because it's under pressure, and it's a gerbil, so it's not actually meant to contain such massive amounts of hydrogen, unlike you know. Unlike a normal airship, which is made from, like, well, the R100 and R101 were made of cowhide, and they processed the cowhide and stuck it together, and it was like 27,000 cows, and then the R101 blew up because, again, under pressure, lots of hydrogen. You see the pattern here? Stop making aircraft out of animals. It never works well, unless you like explosions. That's the, and you know, and then you fill them with hydrogen and stuff. It's a more spectacular explosion. It just doesn't just go pop. It goes. I'm going to have to edit that in now, but you wouldn't have noticed. That's a note for me for later. Next question from Jonathan Stern. When is the predictive text right? Well, apparently according to this thing, the predictive text is right when you have the time and energy for the task at hand to execute the function of the task in your mind or body in your head. I hope this helps. Matt asks, am I a potato? You can be whatever you want to be, within reason. I don't know what the surgery would be, what sort of procedure. I don't imagine it would involve a lot of hydrogen. Next question, Endochrom, last question for the day. The red wire or the blue wire? Oh, I don't know. I mean, hang on. I've got a red wire here somewhere. There we go. And I've got a blue wire here. I've got blue wire, and what I can do is I'll use the red wire. And nothing happening at all. It's red wire and here's the blue wire, and no, the blue wire, it's not happening. Oh, what if I do both of them? Tastes like hydrogen ions. Whew. Hangy. One more time. Let it all out. That's it for Tell Someone for this week. If you would like to ask me a question, then ask me a question in the question asking place below. Or you can answer this dovetail question exactly over here on my left hand side, but your right hand side, you know how this goes. I think unless it's the first time watching my channel, it's like, what? How the hell did you find this? I don't even use tags or anything. It's just me standing in front of a camera saying a bunch of stuff. Yeah. No, that's the end of this episode. I'm dangerously talented. I don't have a good sign off.